Hello, what's up in our techs? Welcome back to the channel. Today I have another Kawaii Guides tutorial video for you, and in today's video I'm going to be showing you how to build the shooting star house from X-Life. Before we get started though, I just want to make it clear that X-Life is a modded series, so a lot of the blocks that I used for my house are not vanilla blocks. Luckily, my texture pack has the same kind of color scheme going on with the pastel blues and purples that I used, and yeah. We're gonna build this, and in the end, we'll take my texture pack off, and we'll see what it looks like in vanilla. I don't have a good feeling about this one. The moon house last time looked pretty decent without a texture pack on, but this time, I'm scared. It's gonna be bad. Alright, so as you can see by the giant letter F on the ground, that is indicating the front of the building, and this time, the plot size is 19 by 19. It's actually 19 by 24, but you'll see why later. Starting with our blue birch planks, we're gonna come to this front left corner and count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and we're gonna place one on the 9th block. This 10th block is actually the center of the build, so we're gonna place one more over here, and this will be the entrance to the house. Now continuing with this left block, we're gonna go back by 1, diagonal by 2, and then back by 1. So now that we have this shape, let's do the same thing on this side. So back by 1, diagonal by 2, and back by 1. Now that we have this, we can swap on over to our purple spruce planks. We're gonna go all the way to this left side on this back left block, and we're gonna count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're gonna skip corners on all of these, so skip this corner and count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Again, skip the corner and count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And this is actually going to be a shared wall between the living room and the stairway. So continuing from this wall, we're going to skip this block and we're going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then one more time, we're going to skip the corner and count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now let's switch back over to our blue birch planks. We're going to place one diagonally from the purple block. And then diagonally again, we're going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to place one more blue block diagonally like this. And now we're basically gonna mirror this to this side. So going back to our purple block on the corner right here diagonally, we're gonna place 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, skip the corner and place 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and again, skip the corner and place 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now swapping back to the blue blocks, from this purple block, we're gonna skip one, place the blue, then place one diagonally, and then place one down. It should look like this. Once you have that, you want to do the same thing to this side. So come to this purple block, skip one, place a blue one, go diagonally, and then place one. And now that the layout of the house is done, the rest of this build is pretty easy. All you have to do is make everything 9 blocks tall except for these front 2 bits. Okay, well now that we have all the walls built up, let's work on this front entrance area a little bit. So these front 2 blocks need to be brought up 2 more times like this, and you can go ahead and connect in the middle. Now that we have the front entrance defined, we can go ahead and finish filling in this wall. Okay, so here's the house. Obviously, it's not done because 1, we need to add some windows, and 2, we didn't build the tail of the shooting star yet. So let's continue. Let's start at the top of this front blue section. So we're gonna break the top middle block, and then we're gonna break the 5 underneath it. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then in the middle, we're gonna break 3, 1, 2, 3, and then 1 below this side and 1 below that side. Now moving on to the purple side, if we fly up top and go down by 1 block, we're gonna create a plus sign window. So 1, 2, 3, and then to the left 1, to the right 1. Then we're gonna go down, go up by 1 block and count 1, 2, 3 in the middle, and then 1 to the right, 1 to the left. And there we have our little plus signs. Around the side of this first purple section, we're gonna do the same thing. So add a plus sign here and a plus sign here. And then this purple section gets a little bit different. Instead of the plus side windows, we're gonna go down by 1 and we're gonna make a rectangle shape. We're gonna leave the bottom solid, and then going around this side, we're gonna make another rectangle shape up top, but then the bottom will get a plus sign. Now if we keep going around the house, we're gonna create another star like we did in the front, but in the back. So break this top middle one, and then break 5, then break 3, and then one below here, and one below there. Below the star, we're gonna make a rectangle window along the bottom. And then this last purple section is actually pretty similar to this one right here. So if we fly down to the bottom left, we're gonna make a plus sign window. Above it, we're gonna add a rectangle window. Then we're gonna keep this solid. Below, we'll make a plus sign window. And then around the side, we'll make another plus sign window. And above it, we'll make a rectangle. Now that we have all the windows punched out, we should probably add a floor. And the floor in this build is gonna be on the 5th block. So if you go anywhere in here and count 1, 2, 3, 4, this 5th block is where the floor is gonna go. Okay, so now that the floors are done, let's go around and do the roof, and then we can finish off the inside. So both of these purple sections are gonna have a flat roof, but the middle section is gonna go to a small peak. So right here, this is like a 5-block wide section. On top of it, we're just gonna count 1, 2, 3, and then 1. And that's basically it. Let's do the same thing to the back. So back here, we'll just place 1, 2, 3, and then 1. The majority of the roof is made out of full blocks just to keep things simple, but I do have a few stairs mixed in. Let's actually start with this smaller front entrance. So on the corners, we're gonna place 2 upside down stairs like this. Then we're gonna place a stair above it. And then we're gonna place an upside down one in the middle. In the middle, we're gonna place 2 full blocks and then 2 slabs on top. Now that that's done, on either side, we're just gonna place 2 upside down stairs like this. Now for the main roof, it's pretty simple. Like I said before, all of the purple sections are just gonna have a flat roof that stick out by 1 like this. So now that the flat parts are done, let's work on this middle section. So right on top of this middle block is gonna be the peak of our roof. Then we're just gonna go down by 2 on either side. And then we're gonna go out by a block. So over here, we're gonna go over by 1, and the same thing up top, so over by 1 here. Now let's do the same thing on this side, so over by 1, and then over by 1. Then instead of going right below this block, we're actually gonna go over into the corner right here. So we'll do the same thing over on this side. We're gonna skip this block, and we're gonna bring the roof out from here. Now that block up there looks a little funny, doesn't it? We need to add some stairs. So let's put 1 there. And I'll put 1 right there. And that is the shape of my roof. All you have to do now is bring it to the back so it connects. Alright, now that the roof is done, let's finish up the outside by adding in some windows and some finishing details. Okay, so the details around the front of the house are done now. As you can see, we've added some walls around in these little corners, and I also put some upside down stairs on the star window. Since we're still outside, let's work on making the tail end of the shooting star. So for this, I'm gonna continue using the white oak planks that I used for the floor. And speaking of the floor, right up here is where we're gonna start. So we're gonna count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and this is gonna be the thickness of the whole tail end. So starting with the left, we're gonna count up 4, so 1, 2, 3, 4. That way it connects with the roof. Then on this bottom left corner, we're gonna go out by 2, up by 1, over by 1, and then we're gonna go up and over by 3, but we're gonna break this block. So now we have 1, 2, 3, and then we're gonna mirror this. So let's go down by 1, break this to have 2 blocks. Then we're gonna go down by 1, and then over by 2 so that we have 3 on the bottom. Now just bring this end piece up by 4, so 1, 2, 3, 4. And now all we have to do is connect the top arch. So starting on the right, we're gonna go over by 1, and then we're gonna go up and over by 2. So we have 1, 2, then break this block. Then we're gonna go up and over by 5, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll go down and over by 2, so 1, 2. And then we have 1 more block on the diagonal. Well, this is awkward. I seem to have forgotten that the rainbowy tail part of the shooting star it kind of sticks out of the 19 by 19 plot square that I put out. Oops. So this tail end actually sticks out 5 more blocks to the right. So realistically, if you want it to be like how I built it, you would want this to connect to some kind of mountain or hill, or you could totally not do that and you could just leave it floating. It's up to you. But anyway, now that we have this, we're just gonna extend all of the white blocks back so that it's 5 blocks thick. Okay, so now that we have our shooting star tail bridge thing, if you want to make it a little bit easier to walk through, we can just break these middle blocks and replace them with stairs. And now that that's done, let's just fill it up with some blue, purple, and pink glass. And now the last thing that I have for this bridge area are some hanging lanterns underneath. So we'll just add some fences to the corners and then we'll hang some lanterns. Okay, well, I think the outside of this house is officially done, so let's work on the inside. Alright, now the first thing I want to do is add some skylights to bring some light in here. So we're going to add a plus sign window to the top middle of this area. And we're going to do the same thing to these 2 other purple rooms. So we have 1 plus sign window here, and we'll have 1 over here. We could even add some to the top middle section for some more light. Okay, now as you walk in, you'll notice that things look a little bit weird and open still, so we need to connect these areas. So over on the right, let's just bring some blue blocks over this way. We'll do the same thing on this side to connect everything together, and the same thing right here in the middle. Now that these are connected, let's make this the other doorway. So we're gonna surround it by some glass, and then we're just gonna add a door. Now on the left, this is the stairway that goes up to the 2nd floor, and you're gonna wanna find the middle of the room and build all the way up to the ceiling. So this is what your stairs are gonna go around. So to start the stairs, we're gonna go past this first purple block and place it on the 2nd one. Then we're gonna go up 1 more with the stairs. We're gonna place a platform that goes all the way across this area. And then as you can see, we have a wall in our way, which we will actually be getting rid of. Some of the walls up here, gotta go. That's the floor level right there, so let's just place our stairs down and we'll just continue to connect them to the platform that we're standing on. Now as we go up, we can just break this because we really don't need it, and we can replace this part and extend the floor. And now you'll notice we have this danger zone where you could just fall off, so we're also gonna extend the floor this way and we're gonna add a wall here. So if we just go like this, we won't have to be afraid of falling down the stairs. But now as I back up, you'll notice that these walls look weird. And that's because we don't need them. All of these little random pieces we can just get rid of. Then you can also patch up the floor. And you could actually just leave it like this. This is actually kind of nice. I don't know why I didn't leave it like this, but I'm gonna continue to show you what I did. So to help separate these rooms a little bit, I actually just extended and connected a blue wall over. As you can see, there's already this little corner of blue right here, and we're just gonna bring it over by 2 more blocks. So let's build it up like this. We're gonna bring the top block over by 3, so 1, 2, 3. And then we're gonna create a line of blue from the ceiling to the floor. So it should look something like this. Now that we have this, we're gonna do the same thing to the other side. So we're gonna bring this out by 2. Then we're gonna go 1, 2, 3, and then we're gonna bring a line straight down. Now we just have to connect the 2 walls that lead to the bridge, and that's it. This is how I made my shooting star house in X-Life. Now the only thing that I didn't show was my basement storage room area, but it's just a 10 by 10 square, and I figured since it's underground, you guys can kind of do whatever you want with that space. But now, just like my previous Kawaii Guides tutorial, I'm not gonna show you how I did the inside, but I will show some clips for inspiration. Alright guys, so here is the finished shooting star house from my X-Life series. Obviously, it's not exact because I'm I'm not using any modded blocks, but I think it looks pretty close. Let's see what it looks like without my texture pack. So here's the house with my texture pack. Oh, here's my house without my texture pack. Oh, that's rough. Oh, don't use those. All right, guys, well, that's gonna be it for today's video. If you like my shooting star house, then make sure to give this video a thumbs up. Let me know in the comments what tutorial you wanna see next. If you're a new viewer, make sure to subscribe, and I'll see you next time.